Hello again. In this video lecture, I discuss and further elaborate limit test for sulfate. So, limit test of sulfate is intended to determine or to control sulfate as an impurity if present in any chemical compound or pharmaceuticals. So as name indicate and as per the definition, limit test for sulfate is nothing but an official quantitative or semi-quantitative test or procedure which is intended to determine net quantity of sulfate present as an impurity in any chemical substance or compound or in a pharmaceuticals. So sulfate is an acid radical impurity, and it is not only a serious impurity but it is also unavoidable. Now, why I am saying sulfate is an unavoidable impurity? This is because most of the manufacturing process used for manufacturing or synthesizing various chemicals or manufacturing processes associated with production of pharmaceuticals are make use of water or tap water for one or other purposes. So usually the sulfate is incorporated as an impurity from use of such tap water, and hence it is essential to determine its extent in any chemical or pharmaceutical so as to rule out its net quantity. So for this purpose, or in order to determine the net quantity or extent of sulfate present as an impurity in any chemical compound or pharmaceutical, we make use of limit test for sulfate. So this limit test for sulfate is anyhow will help us to know that if or whether the sulfate is present along the pure compound or any pharmaceutical, that particular sulfate is present within a limit or the sulfate is present beyond the limit. So as I discussed earlier under the limit test of chloride, the limit test for sulfate is similar in terms of final comparative outcome or comparative visual outcome, as here also we are make use of turbidity or opalescence, which is produced in a test sample, or which is produced by a specific chemical reaction in a test sample, is then visually compared to reference or standard, which itself contains a known quantity of sulfate, and by comparing the test with standard, we can anyhow rule out that whether our test sample, or whether the sample under the test, if it is contains sulfate as an impurity well within a defined official limit, or the impurity present, or sulfate which is present as an impurity is beyond the limit. So this is basically done by comparing the opalescence or turbidity produced by the test sample with reference or standard prepared under similar condition as per the procedure or principle laid down in monograph. So let us discuss principle involved in limit test for sulfate. So the principle of limit test of sulfate is based on a simple and chemically visible reaction. And why I am saying that reaction is simple and it is chemically visible, this is because whatever the product formed in the chemical reaction is allow the analyst to visually determine the net quantity of sulfate present in the sample by comparative analysis with reference or standard. So how the chemical reaction involved in limit test of sulfate is visible, or how the reaction outcome is able to monitor or determine by eyes, will be discussed further as. So anyhow, very first I will discuss the basic reaction protocol involved in the limit test of sulfate. So the very basic chemical reaction for limit test of sulfate involves a chemical reaction between the sulfate, that is soluble sulfate present as an impurity in any chemical compound or substance or pharmaceutical, is allowed to react with barium chloride in presence of acid, that is dilute hydrochloric acid. And once the soluble sulfate reacts with barium chloride under acidic solution or under acidic condition, it results in formation of barium sulfate. Now, the barium sulfate has a property to get precipitated out under the acidic condition or in presence of acid. So when sulfate reacts with barium chloride under acidic condition, it results in the formation of barium sulfate, and as the barium sulfate remains insoluble under the acidic condition, so it immediately gets precipitated out from the solution, and hence it gives appearance of turbidity or opalescence to the solution, and this opalescence or turbidity is then further used for visual comparative analysis. So it is nothing but the net or the precipitation of barium sulfate from solution, which ultimately causes opalescence or turbidity, and hence make the reaction chemically identify or make the reaction visually identify due to formation of turbidity or opalescence. So now this reaction or this particular reaction protocol is for test, and likewise the same reaction is also performed for standard or reference. And in both the cases, that is in test as well as in reference, there is formation of barium sulfate, that is insoluble barium sulfate from soluble sulfate, and hence when we are making a comparative analysis between the test barium sulfate, that is the barium sulfate yielded in a test or in a sample, is one when compared with the barium sulfate yielded in the standard or in the reference, we can anyhow know that whatever the turbidity or the opalescence produced in the test sample is whether is intense or it is less than the turbidity or opalescence produced by the test sample, which is having a well calculated amount of barium sulfate, and hence we can determine by this whether our test sample contains higher quantity of barium sulfate or whether our test sample contains a lesser quantity of barium sulfate by visually comparing the turbidity or opalescence produced by the test with standard, so as we can rule out the net concentration or degree of sulfate present in our test sample. So this is the basic chemical platform on which the overall limit test of sulfate is based. This is the basic chemical reaction used in limit test of sulfate, and it contains all the components which we discussed under principle. So here, as we can see, the chemical reaction consists of two reactant component, among which one is the reagent, that is barium chloride, that is BaCl2, and the very first one, that is the sulfate, which is the sample, and it present in the sample in soluble form. So when this soluble sulfate in the sample reacts with barium chloride, that is the reagent, in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid, this dilute hydrochloric acid is used in order to provide the acidic medium, will result in formation of barium sulfate, and this barium sulfate gets precipitated out from the solution as the solution is acidic. And the reason behind the acidity or acidic nature of the solution is presence of dilute hydrochloric acid. So under acidic condition, this barium sulfate, which is yielded by reaction between sulfate and barium chloride, is gets precipitated out from the solution due to dilute hydrochloric acid or due to the acidic condition, and hence once it gets precipitated out, it causes turbidity or opalescence. And this turbidity or opalescence, which is produced by the precipitation of barium sulfate, is directly proportional to the net quantity of sulfate present in the sample. And in order to determine the degree or extent of sulfate present in the sample, we compare this turbidity or opalescence produced by the test sample with standard or reference compound which is having the known quantity of sulfate. And by comparing the turbidity or opalescence of test with reference, we can anyhow know whether the sulfate present in our sample is within the limit or is out of the limit. So let us discuss outcome or result analysis for limit test of sulfate. So as I said that limit test of sulfate is based on visual comparative analysis of turbidity or opalescence produced by the test sample with standard, and on the basis of extent of turbidity or opalescence produced by test is then compared with standard, as this turbidity or opalescence is in direct correlation with the net quantity of sulfate present in the sample as well as in the standard. So anyhow, if the opalescence produced by the test is less than the opalescence produced by the standard or the reference, we can say that our test contains lesser amount of sulfate. And in another case, if the turbidity or opalescence produced by the test sample is greater than the turbidity or opalescence produced by the standard, we can rule that our test contains more amount of sulfate, and hence accordingly we can determine our result. So in order to make things a bit more clear, I have make use of two situation and marked each as A and B. So both the situation A and B have test as well as the standard, as you can see here. And the extent of turbidity or opalescence produced by the test or standard is I here shown by making the dotted line, these horizontal dotted line, and more the dotted lines means more is the turbidity or opalescence. So anyhow, for an analytical purpose, under situation A, we have test as well as the standard. And as we can see that in test we have a more dotted lines compared to the, I'm sorry, in standard we have more dotted line compared to the test in situation A. And as I said that greater the dotted line, more is the opalescence or turbidity, and more is the net quantity of sulfate. So for analytical purpose or in order to determine our result for the situation A, we will make a comparative analysis between the standard with test and rule out the result. So we can here see that our standard contains the more dotted lines, that means it have a more turbidity, and it have hence a more concentration of sulfate anyhow. But this more concentration of sulfate is within a limit as per the standard or as per the official limit. And when this standard is compared with the test under the situation A, we can find out here that the test have a lesser dotted line compared to the standard. So the less dotted line in test is again now represents sulfate, or it's this less dotted line represents the opalescence, which anyhow correlate the quantity of sulfate in the test. So when we are comparing the standard with the test, or when we are comparing the test with the standard under the situation A, we can here find out that the net opalescence or the turbidity of test is less than the opalescence or the turbidity of the standard. So as the test contain less dotted line, or the test have less opalescence or turbidity compared to standard, and the opalescence or the turbidity in the standard is within a limit, so we can here say that our test or the sample under the situation A passes the analytical test, as in the test we have a lesser amount of sulfate, and we can say here that whatever the sulfate which is present as an impurity under in the test under situation A is well within a limit. And now we will make a comparative analytical study in the situation B. And in situation B, as we can see here, it also have a test and the standard. And as I said, in case of situation A, the dotted line indicates the overall or the net turbidity or opalescence, and the and this opalescence or the turbidity, that is the extent of opalescence in the turbidity in the test or the standard, is represented by the dotted line, and greater the dotted line means greater is the opalescence, and in turns the greater opalescence indicates the greater amount of sulfate anyhow. So while we are comparing the situation B, we can here see that the standard that is marked as S have a lesser or the less dotted line compared to the test under the situation B, and the test have a greater dotted lines. So we can here analyze that the test has a greater opalescence or the turbidity compared to the standard under the situation B. This means the test contains the greater amount of sulfate as an impurity compared to the test. And for analytical purpose or in order for the quality control, we can here say that our test sample contains the greater amount of sulfate as an impurity compared to the standard under the situation B, and hence our sample gets fail. And why it gets fail? This is because the impurity which is present as a sulfate in the test under situation B is beyond the limit of of sulfate which is present in the standard under the situation B, and hence the overall outcome of situation B is the failure of sample, that is the test under the situation B. So likewise this is the comparative analysis, that how we will ultimately be compare the outcome of result, or how we compare the net, or how we compare the opalescence or the turbidity between the test and the standard, in order to know the overall extent or the degree of sulfate which is present as an impurity in the test, and how it can be measured anyhow visually. We can anyhow be compare visually that how this test or the standard are then be compared accordingly in order to rule out the result.